All right, good afternoon, Deputy Chief Charles Hampton, Jr. Before we start about the update, I'm going to let the Chief of Clark Atlanta University just offer some condolences initially. Then I'll come back to the podium and talk a little bit about the case and the update that we have. Chief Williams.
Thank you. Hi. Chief Williams, Clark Atlanta University, Chief of Police and Associate Vice President. Good afternoon. Clark Atlanta University continues to grieve the death of one of our students, Mr. Jaton Sterling. A candlelight vigil was held yesterday on campus, planned by our Student Government Association and other Clark Atlanta University students with support from the university. Clark Atlanta University increased counseling services to support all of our students as they process this unfortunate occurrence. Again, we will continue to work with the City of Atlanta Police Department as part of our collaboration regarding the safety of the Clark Atlanta University campus and its surrounding areas. We offer our condolences not only to Jaton, but our baseball team and his friend and the entire Clark Atlanta University campus.
Again, I'll echo our condolences as well to the family of Jaton Sterling. As everyone knows, on Tuesday afternoon, we responded to the area of the 800 block of Beckwith. We actually got the call from Clark Atlanta Police Department, and when we arrived, we found Jaton deceased from an incident. What we know about that incident is that Jaton knew the individual and who we now have warrants out and who is in custody recovering from his injuries as well. We know that there was some correspondence prior to on Tuesday and even as early as Tuesday morning. And so again, the work of this fine detective behind me, we were able to identify the perpetrator, Keontae Holloman Peoples, 25 years of age. He was charged with murder, felony murder, aggravated assault, and a couple other charges. But again, we're here also to let the community around our AUC Center. This was not a random homicide. I know the students are alarmed, but anytime we have any homicide like this, we try to let the community know we're on top of it. But unfortunately, Jaton knew this individual. There was some, as I said earlier, some correspondence. And so this was not just a random event. And we know that's some of the information that's going around on the campus. We want to assure the students that, as Chief Williams stands here beside us, we're in this together. We have partnerships. We patrol together. We communicate regularly about what's going on around the campuses. And so the students should feel safe. But we also ask them that when they see something to say something, when something looks out of place, to call 911. We ask them also to be diligent when they're walking to and fro. Take their headphones off, put their phones in their pockets, and be observant and aware of their surroundings. But again, unfortunately, we were happy to announce that we made an arrest. And again, just really to let the community know that this was not an isolated event. I know you probably have some questions. Just remember, although we made an arrest, there's still work that this detective has to do. We won't go into a lot of specifics because, again, there is an opportunity that the suspect has his day in court. And so we won't get to a lot of specifics about the incident. But we'll take a few questions, though.
You said the suspect was recovering from injuries as well, but is there any indication that he might have been fired at, too?
Yeah, we know that there was an exchange of gunfire, and like I said, but we're still it's still early to figure out. I'm sure the follow-up question is who had weapons, who shot who, and again, it's still early on to identify. There is another individual that we know that was in the car, so we're asking the community if they heard or know anything else about that individual. We know it is a male. To also call Crime Stoppers where they can remain anonymous. But there was definitely an exchange of gunfire that occurred inside the vehicle.
I know you said you can't give us a lot of details, but our understanding previously was that Jaton was not in a vehicle, just standing up. So are you guys saying that a car drove up on him and then exchanged fire?
Okay. Yeah, so what we do know at this time is that there was a vehicle parked in the parking lot behind the Catholic Center. We know that Jatan got inside that vehicle. There was some type of dispute that occurred inside the vehicle. And again, that is still the things that we're still trying to work out. And inside the car, whatever type of dispute escalated into gunfire, and then that's where we had the exchange of gunfire. So everything happened inside that vehicle. And we were able to recover the vehicle, and this detective has warrants to make sure that he's able to process the vehicle and see whatever evidence that we can obtain from that.
Is the suspect a student of the AUC Center, or do you have any information about that?
No, all I know is he's a 25-year-old male, criminal history out of 2 different states, but he is not a student at the AUC Center.
Can you spell his name for us?
We'll provide that to you, yes.
Tori, last question is for Tori.
I feel like you've answered mostly everything. Do you have a description on the car that they were in? Like color or anything like that?
Yes, it was a white Toyota.
White.
I just have one more question, sorry.
All right, Justin, we missed you, so then Justin and Bobeth, and that will be it.
Thank you. This is for Chief Williams. Addressing safety, Chief Williams, a lot of students are saying, I don't feel safe here. They pay thousands of dollars to go to school here. They're supposed to feel safe. This man is from Chicago, and he wanted to graduate, and he does not have that opportunity. What is the department doing to ensure safety? Are you guys beefing up patrols? Are you adding security cameras? What are you guys doing to effectively make sure that students feel safe?
Okay, we already do. We do have security cameras in the areas around the campus, not only around the campus, but also around our surrounding streets. And the collaboration that we have with the City of Atlanta Police Department, as well as Fulton County, has increased patrol around that particular area, around the campus. Because as you know, Clark Atlanta University sits right there in the middle of Zone 1, which is what we call an open campus. So in order for our students to feel safe as they're walking from our main campus in the openness of Clark Atlanta University, at the AUCC, we do have increased patrol and collaboration, not only with the City of Atlanta and Fulton County, but our other AUCC partners as well, because there are 5 different entities within the AUCC, the Atlanta University Center Consortium.
Is there any reason to believe that the other individual that you guys are looking for may have also known him?
At this time, it's too early to tell, but we do know that there was some communication between the individual that we have in custody.
Sorry, I just thought of one last one. In following up with what you said about the increased patrols, any changes being made to the alert system that's being sent out to kids about incidents that are happening in the area too?
Yes, when there's an incident that affects our campus directly, an alert goes out not only to our students, but to the CAU community. So the changes, again, because we already have that in place, so we will continue with sending out those alerts when something directly affects the Clark Atlanta University campus.
Even close by, I know this one wasn't on campus.
Yes, we sent something out as well. There was other parameters surrounding this particular incident that delayed the process for sending that information out, but the information did go out to our community. You're welcome.
Thank you, everybody.
Can we get your name, sir? The individual who's not listed on the paper? Could we get your
Detective Patrick Deegan.
name? Patrick,
Deegan.
D-E-G-A-N?
2 E's. D-E-E-G-A-N.